the wrestling world was left reeling as whispers of a secret alliance behind the Queen's unmatched reign began to surface. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. For years, Charlotte Dominus had dominated the ring, leaving challengers in awe, opponents in fear, and audiences on the edge of their seats. But what no one realized was that her power wasn't entirely her own. Behind closed doors, hidden legends, wrestlers from an era many thought had faded into history, were quietly shaping her path, guiding her through strategies, alliances, and brutal in-ring psychology. The sheer audacity of such a collaboration sent shockwaves across the fanbase. Viewers on social media went wild as screenshots and leaked footage hinted at clandestine meetings and shadowy mentoring sessions. From backstage encounters captured in the blink of a camera to cryptic posts by anonymous accounts, the evidence began stacking up. It became clear that Charlotte Dominus was not just a phenomenal athlete. She was the product of a carefully orchestrated mentorship by wrestling's greatest minds. Fans speculated endlessly. How long had this alliance existed? Who were the legends pulling the strings? And why had WWE allowed it to remain hidden for so long? The tension reached a boiling point at a recent live event when Dominus executed a flawless counter against a top challenger. But what shocked the crowd wasn't just the move, it was the eerily familiar coaching signals from a shadowy figure in the corner of the arena. The crowd erupted into chaos as the realization hit. The legends weren't just behind the scenes, they were actively influencing matches in real time. Commentators struggled to hide their astonishment. Analysts and former wrestlers took to podcasts and streams to discuss what many considered an unprecedented strategy in modern wrestling. "This changes everything," one veteran said, voice trembling with excitement. "It's like watching the past and present collide in one unstoppable force." The hidden alliance was rewriting the rules of dominance, creating a narrative far more intricate than anyone imagined. And yet, questions remained unanswered. Which legend had the most influence? Was this purely mentorship, or was there a darker, strategic motive at play? Fans couldn't stop theorizing, dissecting every handshake, glance, and nod from every broadcast. The suspense was palpable. Every fan watching live felt like a detective unraveling a mystery in real time. But just when it seemed the secrets couldn't get any deeper, a cryptic tweet appeared, hinting at a bombshell reveal at the next pay-per-view. Hearts raced, eyes widened, and in the world of WWE, nothing prepares you for the shock that was about to hit. Stay tuned, because in the next section, we'll expose the first legend whose influence changed the course of history, and fans will be left questioning everything they thought they knew about Charlotte Dominus. Fans were stunned when the first legendary figure behind Charlotte Dominus finally stepped into the spotlight. The whispers became reality, and the WWE universe couldn't stop talking. This legend, known only to insiders as the strategist, had once dominated arenas decades ago, earning respect and fear in equal measure. For years, wrestling fans speculated about who could possibly guide someone as unstoppable as Dominus, and now, the veil was lifted. The strategist was revealed to be mentoring her not just in moves and stamina, but in the art of psychological warfare. Every counter, every feint, every carefully timed maneuver in the ring bore the unmistakable signature of a master planner. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Charlotte Dominus wasn't just talented, she was a living blueprint of a legend's mind. The crowd erupted into chaos during a recent live event when Dominus executed a sequence eerily reminiscent of the strategist's iconic match from decades prior. Viewers on social media went wild, flooding platforms with side-by-side comparisons. Is this a homage or a blueprint? Fans debated endlessly. Analysts chimed in, describing the precision and timing as almost surgical, a level of preparation no one in modern wrestling had achieved. Even her opponents began to notice the difference. Subtle, calculated counters that seemed almost impossible to predict. It wasn't brute force that made her dangerous. It was strategy, honed and perfected under the watchful eye of a master. Backstage, the atmosphere was electric. Wrestlers whispered in corridors, some in awe, others in disbelief. Rumors spread like wildfire. Certain rivalries were engineered, outcomes subtly influenced, and Dominus's rise meticulously mapped out. The alliance wasn't simply mentoring, it was a calculated orchestration of dominance designed to cement her legacy. Fans speculated endlessly. Was this collaboration a one-time experiment, or a long-term plan to rewrite the narrative of WWE? Every eye in the arena stayed glued to her, as if anticipating the next move designed by the strategist himself. And yet, not everything was visible. Cameras caught fleeting interactions, a glance exchanged backstage, a nod in the wings, and moments of intense focus during matches that hinted at layers of strategy fans hadn't even imagined. Viewers online dissected these subtle cues, sharing frame-by-frame analysis, attempting to decode the methods behind her meteoric success. The internet exploded with theories, predictions, and shocking revelations. Every post sparked debate, and every clip went viral, fueling a frenzy that reached far beyond the WWE universe. But just as fans began digesting the first legend's influence, a new twist emerged. Rumors suggested a second legend was quietly guiding her in ways even more shocking, someone whose style was brutal, unpredictable, and feared across generations. The tension in the arena was palpable. Every viewer knew that the revelation of this next mentor would turn the WWE world upside down. In the next section, we uncover this second secret figure and the shocking tactics they've taught Charlotte Dominus that could change the course of history forever. Just when fans thought they'd seen it all, the second legend behind Charlotte Dominus emerged from the shadows, and the WWE Universe was left speechless. This mysterious figure, known backstage as the Enforcer, was infamous for an aggressive, unrelenting style that struck fear into every opponent. Unlike the strategists, who shaped minds and tactics, the Enforcer's influence was raw, physical, and utterly shocking. The crowd erupted into chaos when footage surfaced showing the Enforcer coaching Dominus on brutal strikes and devastating signature moves, pushing her limits far beyond what anyone thought possible. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. The Queen's dominance wasn't just intelligence, it was engineered violence perfected under a living legend's guidance. Viewers on social media went wild as clips circulated of Dominus performing maneuvers that mirrored the Enforcer's iconic bouts. The precision, the speed, the sheer brutality left audiences mesmerized. Analysts described her as a perfect fusion of two eras, tactical genius and unstoppable force, creating a wrestler who could outthink and overpower every challenger. Backstage whispers added to the frenzy. Wrestlers debated whether such a collaboration was fair, ethical, or even legal under WWE's unwritten codes. The tension was palpable, and every fan watching live felt history being rewritten before their eyes. The Enforcer's mentorship went beyond physicality. Fans learned that Dominus had been trained in subtle intimidation, psychological manipulation, and timing attacks to perfection. Every move she executed now carried layers of strategy hidden within explosive power. Her opponents were often left stunned, mid-ring unable to comprehend how she had anticipated their every counter. Commentators struggled to describe the chaos unfolding in real time. "It's almost unfair," one said, barely containing disbelief. "You're not just watching a match, you're watching a masterclass from legends spanning generations." Even the arena lights seemed to reflect the intensity, spotlighting Dominus as she executed sequences that combined cunning precision and raw aggression. Social media exploded with frame-by-frame analysis, fan theories, and heated debates. Every post, every clip, and every highlight brought new evidence of the Enforcer's hand guiding her. Fans couldn't stop rewatching, dissecting every move, every feint, every strike. The shock value was astronomical, yet the biggest revelation was still coming. Rumors hinted that a third figure, someone thought long retired, had secretly orchestrated entire championship runs, ensuring Dominus's path remained untouchable. The WWE Universe held its breath, anticipating a revelation that could rewrite the entire legacy of modern wrestling. In the next section, the ultimate secret is revealed. The third legend whose influence may shock fans more than anything they've ever witnessed. The stage was set for a revelation that would shake the WWE world to its core. Who was the third and final secret legend guiding Charlotte Dominus? Fans were on the edge of their seats, hearts racing in anticipation. Known as the Architect, this figure was a master of long-term planning, storylines, and championship strategy. Unlike the strategist or the Enforcer, the Architect's power was unseen but undeniable, orchestrating entire narratives to secure Dominus's reign at the pinnacle of WWE. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when backstage footage emerged showing subtle instructions, championship positioning, and timing of match entries. Every detail of Dominus's career had been carefully guided, ensuring that she remained untouchable, dominant, and adored by fans worldwide. The crowd erupted into chaos during a live match when Dominus executed a flawless sequence that seemed choreographed by decades of experience. Social media went wild as fans dissected her timing, positioning, and decision-making, all hinting at the Architect's invisible hand. Commentators struggled to convey the shock, noting how each match now carried layers of historical precision. Viewers marveled at her ability to blend tactical brilliance, raw aggression, and psychological dominance, a combination the WWE Universe had never witnessed. The Architect's guidance wasn't just about winning matches, it was about shaping the story of Dominus's career. Every feud, every rivalry, every unexpected turn in the ring was carefully plotted to cement her legacy. Fans on forums debated endlessly. Had any wrestler in history ever been molded this meticulously? The evidence suggested not. From subtle nods and promos to timed in-ring comebacks, Dominus was executing a playbook centuries in the making. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere was electric. Wrestlers and staff whispered in awe, realizing that they were witnessing a revolutionary approach to wrestling dominance. Analysts called it unprecedented. 3 legends, spanning multiple generations, combining their expertise to craft the ultimate competitor. Fans couldn't stop sharing clips, debating theories, and speculating on how this alliance had remained hidden for so long. And yet, questions lingered. Was this alliance purely mentorship, or was there a larger plan that could change the future of WWE forever? The tension in arenas worldwide reached a fever pitch. Every fan watching knew that the revelation of the Architect's strategies would shake wrestling history to its foundation. In the final section, we uncover the full scope of the Queen's secret alliance, the shocking finale that confirms why Charlotte Dominus may be the most unstoppable force WWE has ever seen. The moment fans had waited for had arrived. The full extent of Charlotte Dominus's secret alliance was revealed, leaving the WWE Universe stunned beyond belief. Three legends, the strategist, the enforcer, and the architect had converged behind the scenes to craft a competitor unlike any other. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Every match, every rivalry, every championship run had been meticulously guided, each element a piece of a masterful puzzle. Viewers on social media went wild as the threads connecting decades of wrestling expertise became undeniable. Clips of Dominus executing moves, timing promos, and manipulating opponents were dissected frame by frame, revealing layers of influence previously invisible to the untrained eye. The crowd erupted into chaos during a pay-per-view finale, as Dominus executed a sequence that combined strategic brilliance, raw aggression, and narrative mastery. Commentators shouted over each move, barely containing their astonishment. "This is history in motion," one said. "We're not just watching a wrestler, we're witnessing a living legacy crafted by legends." Fans couldn't stop replaying the footage, amazed at the perfect synthesis of three wrestling eras in one unstoppable force. Behind the scenes, WWE insiders confirmed that every championship, every rivalry, and even Dominus's public persona had been subtly guided. The strategist had provided tactical acumen, the enforcer had honed her raw physical power, and the architect had orchestrated her long-term career narrative. Together, they had created a competitor who was both feared and adored, a performer whose dominance was unmatched and whose legacy would endure for generations. Social media exploded with reactions, fan theories, and analysis videos. The WWE Universe debated endlessly. Had any wrestler in history ever received such legendary mentorship? Could anyone stop her now? Every expert, analyst, and commentator seemed united in awe. Charlotte Dominus's reign had been carefully engineered, yet it appeared effortless, a testament to the hidden legends whose influence had finally come to light. And yet, even with the alliance revealed, mysteries remained. Fans speculated on what future matches would look like, how rivalries might evolve, and whether any wrestler could rise to challenge the Queen. The suspense was electric. Every arena, every fan at home, and every viewer online felt the weight of history in the making. Charlotte Dominus had not only rewritten the rules of the ring, she had rewritten the story of WWE itself. As the legend's influence is finally laid bare, one question remains: who, if anyone, can challenge a competitor shaped by the greatest minds in wrestling history? Stay tuned, because the next chapter of this saga promises shocks, twists, and a level of drama WWE fans have never seen before.